I think that you think I'm one of the more morally pure people that you have ever met.
Describe that. Like, elaborate on that.
I think that you think that my heart is in the right place and that I generally have a good moral compass.
I hope that's true. I
think you believe that.
I couldn't. I don't know you well enough. I couldn't.
You don't know me well enough to know, but I think that is your.
That is my hope for most people I talk to, but unfortunately,
I think that's your
in the realm of politics.
Specifically for me, I think that's your working theory.
What gives you that? Conversations with you are always so weird, man. I'm not saying I just like it. I always like a good weird conversation, but you definitely take it to weird places. Why is that your working theory?
I can just tell.
Giga Chad.
And I resent, this is why I got mad at you for leaving the panel. I resent it when you act like you think I'm a worse person than you actually.
Oh no! Are we?
My feelings.
Oh my god! This is like when I did edibles for the first time, like 2 months after my mushroom trip, and then I had a huge experience. Like, oh fuck, I'm back on my mushroom trip. Did we just get sucked back to the last conversation? What just happened? Oh no! Oh my god! How long are we gonna be stuck here for? No, I just dropped my fork into my fucking plate.
Man, we're gonna get into the whole like emotional conversation now, the meta conversation about the conversation. You love your meta conversations.
Yeah.
Where did I say you were a bad person in that conversation?
You're not saying it explicitly, but you're clearly leaving the door open. You're like, so you have some conception that maybe kids shouldn't get fucked by their teachers. Okay, that's cool, Max.
That wasn't the conversation. I was asking conception around how children consider and see the world.
You're pretending you trust me less than you do.
No, I don't know you very well. We don't know each other that well.
I can't tell if... Hold on, I don't want to be mean. I was going to use the phrase main character syndrome. Even if he believes these things, I don't know why he's bringing it up. I don't know if he's trying to like... It almost feels like he's trying to do like one of those really epic poker reads where like somebody does a bet and you look at them and you're like, Jack 10 of spades, huh? And you're hoping that you call it out and you like break them. They're like, oh fuck, how the fuck does he know? What the fuck? How did he know that? Like you're hoping that you're like, fuck, how did he? Oh God, you're in my head. It almost feels like he's trying to like do that. Like if these are the normal boundaries of a conversation, he's like trying to like go to your head and like, Obama. I know that you think this thing. I can't tell if it's for shock value or for whatever. Like, I don't know, because I make assumptions about other people like this all the time. I think we all do. It's pretty natural. We assume how much they're comfortable with us, not comfortable with us, and then we adjust our behaviors accordingly. But I would never say it because, one, I could be wrong, and it's still something like a prior that I'm still updating as I gain more Bayesian probability, right? I might need to update that a priori assumption based on different behaviors. But then also, just the fact of bringing it up makes things a little bit weird, right? Like, I'm glad you came out tonight. I think you really like me. You'd let me fuck you tonight if I wanted to. Like, even if that was true, well, now it might not be true. That's really fucking weird that you would say that. Why the fuck would you say that? Wait, why? Like, why?
We've obviously had 3 or 4 conversations, but I have learned through my time in internet politics
be betrayed at any moment.
Yeah, there's betrayal at every moment. People that
I think so far,
so
far, your estimation of my character is more positive than you let on. And I think that's...
I feel that way about a lot of people that I talk to, and I understand that there's so many like political games and like how am I going to be perceived in this conversation that happen and why you would consider that.
I deserve better. I deserve better than that.
What's truly going to break Lauren is the manifesto I've been working on for the past like week and a half. It actually doesn't have anything to do with my ban or Vosh at all, and it exclusively details her great replacement theory and what she was really doing on those boats. The truth will shock you.
Because I'm more honest than those people.
You are very honest, and I respect that. But you know, you don't have to.
Why does in
this conversation if you feel that?
No, I'm not saying I don't want to talk to you. I'm saying in exchange, I want you to be honest about how trustworthy you find me.
I don't know yet. I don't know you. Like, I'm not going to make. Here's the thing. Like, I've
You did
genuinely
this last
been
time.
so.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
we did.
You did that, but you did the same thing. You were saying like, "Well, I don't know what he thinks."
I don't know. You could be.
You're
lying.
like, "I don't know."
Like, you could be lying about everything you say. This could be emotional manipulation. This
But
could
you
be...
don't. You don't think I am lying. You just don't think that. It's fine. Like, Lauren.
It's the girl.
You can call me Max.
That's a manipulator 101. Using somebody's name to them in a conversation is a huge ramp up in intimacy, believe it or not. It's a really big. So we gotta. What other tricks are we gonna learn in this conversation?
Jeez. It is. I am. Yeah, we're going on a trip here.
It's triggering. It's triggering to me for you to pretend that you
Don't trust
me
me.
less than you do. Yeah.
I don't know if I can trust you. I don't know. I've spoken to you 4 times,
Well,
5
that's-
times. Like, I
that's
don't know
the-
if I can trust you. I don't know you. People put on all sorts of faces on the internet.
People
Believe
will-
me, I've seen complete opposite personalities. Now, one thing I will say is your complete willingness to be socially rejected by saying things that shock people does make me more likely to trust you, because
Yeah.
obviously people who are more willing to face social rejection for the things they say
But you
tend
also
to
have-
be
I
more
also have
trustworthy. However, sorry,
Sterling morality to be paired with that is pretty compelling, I think.
but
I think that we've formed a we have
formed.
formed a connection, Lauren, and you can't backpedal now.
No, like
Obama.
what? I don't think you can form connections that are meaningful with people, truly meaningful with people that you don't know in person, or like
Wow.
in real life. Like, no, actually, no.
This isn't
I'll
real enough?
backpedal a bit on that. I do think you can form some meaningful
Yeah.
communication online, but the most
This is just my
meaningful that's
perspective.
really
You don't-
valuable is going to be those real life relationships, those day to
Sure.
day catching up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sorry, like, it's just not going to be with people that I have
saying
random debate panels
I'm not
with.
saying that we're best friends. I'm not even saying we're friends. I'm just saying that I think we know each other a little better than you're letting on. And that makes me angry.
In what way? Do you mean like a shared experience online of being canceled and
No.
having a lot of
ways.
people reject? Or I was getting so ready for an immigration conversation, and then you go full meta conversation.
I told you I wanted to talk about our relationship. I want to explain why.
Why do you want to
'cause
have
I-
a relationship?
I-
Like,
'cause
you do this with everyone you talk to, like Destiny as well. It's like, I want to talk about our relationship and how we're feeling. That's not
No,
like,
I've only done it with you and Destiny.
Oh.
I don't do it with everybody. It's not true.
okay.
Is this going to be the whole convo?
Don't you feel like
The awkward pause to force Lauren to talk?
I'm doing it with you
Okay.
and Destiny for different reasons.
Oh, shit. What does that mean?
man?
With
Okay,
Destiny,
do you want to know what's going on in my head right now? Like, I want to have like an honest moment.
Uh-oh.
So
Okay.
like, I set up my channel and I talk about politics for my audience because they enjoy me talking about politics. I do interviews and, you know, talk about my thoughts on the world. And I am definitely like, oof, like these kind of meta conversations about individual relationships with people. That's usually not like what people want to tune into. Like, that's like, oh, that's your shit. Like, you can talk about that on your own time. Like, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, oh, like, I'm sorry, audience. I'm not looking at my
hate
chat,
how
but
she
I do
says
kind of
sorry.
feel bad.
Oh my
that,
God, it's
you
so
know, they
bad.
kind of wanted a
Thinking about your-
conversation
you're
about.
thinking about
They
your
want a
chat.
conversation about immigration. They want a conversation about.
Yeah, we can
the
we
world
can
culture,
talk
'cause
about
they
that.
Can't,
But the
you know.
the context is during that conversation, I want to let you know what
why do you
happened.
care about me? We don't know each other. Like, we just know each
we know-
other as internet
we know-
figures.
We know each other well enough, I think. I think that's the whole point I'm making, is I think we do know each other somewhat.
So like everyone here for like 90% of our conversations, like I've messaged you about some of your content, maybe here and there behind on Discord, right? But all of our conversations are just, you know, public streams and stuff. So
Well, I'm
there's
talking
not...
about the 10% that's not the.
Okay, so I've said I found some of your videos like very
I'm not gonna
creative
go.
and
I'm not gonna.
interesting.
I don't want to talk about what we've said. It's not about what we've said.
It sounds so ominous.
It doesn't matter. It's that I can tell that you're being very careful with how you appear to feel about the things I'm saying and how you appear to judge me, what your estimation of me is.
Of course, because I don't know you. I don't know you, and I don't trust people inherently. I used to be a lot more trusting before I got into politics, but
okay, but
unfortunately, and I don't know your motivations.
You don't want to be seen acting trusting toward me.
So in his mind, Lauren is somebody that trusts him a lot, and actually finds him to be like a pretty reasonable person, but she's holding back because she's scared that her chat and other people in the community are going to look at her as being crazy for trusting Max, whether that's trusting the things he says at face value or, you know, acknowledging that he might make some good points or that she has like some personal like friendship relationship. That's the model that exists in his head. And the problem is that even if it's true, even if that is true, to outwardly say it like makes things kind of strange because, well, if let's say the person is too awkward or doesn't want to acknowledge it publicly, well, like making them do that isn't going to help. And also, too, if it's not 100% correct, if we take what Lauren is saying at face value, that she just doesn't trust people immediately, whatever, which may or may not be true. Well, now you're like trying to like, is it ramrod your personal view or your personal model of this person onto them? You're projecting it onto them, and it's not even accurate. So you get into these weird infinity loops where you guys are having an argument that will never be resolved because, yeah, that's the exchange that's taking place. I think this is the second one we've seen of these.
I think it's both. I do think that some horrible thing could come out about me and then make you look horrible by association. But after all the time.
You know, that's less what I'm thinking about. When I think about like trusting people, or especially in the online sphere, it's the outside care about whether someone did something horrible or was like connected to something horrible, and of course that's in like the back of my mind. But it's actually mostly like I've genuinely had so many people that I was like friends with. We were associates. We talked together.
You've rubbed shoulders with some concerning people.
And I don't mean that in their like public reputation. I mean like in their private treatment of other human beings. And so I really have made a legitimate effort in my life to separate like my real life and my friendships, and like there's some crossover here and there for sure from my like online political life. So like when I call you, it's we're gonna talk about politics. This is like, you know, we're
putting on a show.
It's not a show. There is honesty to it, but you still have to have, like, I will never bring on my child to be a part of a live stream I do.
And the reason I'm becoming personal is that a lot of the conversations we're having are about personal topics. So you can't say like, you know what, I think your childhood was fucked up, Max.
She never said that.
And like, oh, so you have some conception that like kids shouldn't be exposed to sex completely.
Oh,
so
man.
Let's talk more. Like you're saying personal shit to me, and it contradicts my understanding of the level of, I guess, trust and rapport that we've established.
Maybe we'll end up being friends. Maybe I'll get to know you. I don't know. Maybe that'll be the case. I brought you on here to talk about.
I brought you on here, motherfucker.
Okay. Or yeah, I brought you on here, you brought me on there. I just, when I have these conversations with people, I always, maybe it's a bad thing, I don't know, but it's like, okay, we're talking about this topic, we're gonna discuss this part of the world.
I said the first topic I said was our relation. I said our relationship as the first topic, and you said okie dokie.
Oh, you did. Our relationship, our last stream, you leaving the panel, finishing boat conversation, great replacement. Okay, yeah, sorry I missed that.
Damn.
Yeah, so me leaving the last panel, like, I'm not trying to be condescending, but
it's not in my head.
Where
I don't need a clarification.
There are going to be moments where, like, you might not like the way that I speak to you. And I don't like that you are pretending you trust me less than you do. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't know you. That's as simple as that. I don't know you well enough to know if I trust you or not. I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I don't believe you.
That's fine.
What the fuck?
Agree to disagree on that.
I guess so. We're going to have to.
And I'm probably, you know, what's going to happen too is if we really want to have a meta conversation.
Oh, a meta conversation.
I'm probably going to get more antagonistic with you because you're choosing to not believe what I say.
Oh, fuck!
So
I'm not sure. How can
This was one of the two outcomes, remember? Either one, you're correct and they'll fight back on it because they don't want to be public about how they feel. Or two, you're incorrect and you constantly trying to project your view into them is going to cause them to view you as antagonistic because they're going to be irritated because you're basically telling like, I know what you feel and you don't know and I'm going to tell you what you feel, right?
I'm not choosing not to believe it. I just don't believe you.
Okay, so you don't believe when I say this is my experience, this is my feeling, and you say I just don't believe it. Like that's not leaving much room for conversation, right? If you choose to simply not believe how I feel about situations.
No, I'm
and
not
conversations,
choosing.
there's
Stop
no
saying
room
I'm
for
choosing to
conversation.
not believe you. If I say I
you
have
just
a net,
don't.
if I say
Okay.
I have a net worth of $5 billion, by the way, you just don't believe me. You're not choosing to not believe
Okay.
me.
Okay, so
you
you
couldn't
just don't
believe
believe
that
me.
if you wanted to. Yeah, I don't
Okay,
believe
so you just don't believe that. Well, then there's not going to be much room for conversation here.
Well,
right?
we can
Like, if
just
you can't
accept the impasse and move on.
Right. But well, I think this is kind of one of those where so if we go on and speak about immigration and I say this is my feeling about XYZ, but you don't believe my feelings about things, or you know, I think that's going to be a pretty difficult conversation.
Or are you
going forward.
trans? You want the power to define who you are by what you say about yourself? No,
Oh my
I don't
God,
believe anything anybody
what?
says about themselves. And you are definitely not exempt from that.
Okay, that's
You're
fine.
very
I'm just,
you're
saying
defi-
that's going
Look.
to make conversation very difficult. I'm not saying you
Yes,
have to.
I think that we might end up having, in fact, a difficult conversation.
But that's not a good type of difficult
I
conversation.
think that's even likely at this point.
That's like a bad type of difficult conversation.
But because she's my girlfriend, I need her. You know, in some ways, she's like.
I genuinely can't
she's
tell
like,
if this is an act.
It's not.
Like I
it's
genuinely
not.
can't
I
tell
am.
if this is.
Okay.
Do you know why I think it's an act? Because it literally sounds like you are acting out someone describing like an abusive relationship.
Okay, I'm aware that it sounds like that, and I'm aware that that's funny, and so I know that what I'm saying. I know that what I'm saying is objectively funny, and I enjoy that.
It's funny if it's an act. I'm not sure if it's so funny if it's
No,
not an act.
Lauren, it's only funny if it's not an act. That's the problem. And I feel that she is using underhanded manipulation to try to control me or silence me or steamroll me or otherwise force her agenda onto me, because I think she's very underhanded and controlling sometimes.
Why would you
Jesus.
be in this relationship in the first place? Like, it seems like you feel entitled to a certain type of conversation that people have to have with you, but you can have your conversation with them however you want if you have an emotional outburst. Like, why are you guys even together if she's so underhanded and manipulative and this and that, and you can't even bring yourself to compliment her? Like, that just is mind-boggling to me.
No. You keep saying I can't bring myself to compliment her. I'm telling you that
Or you're actively choosing.
I actively choose not to compliment her. Man, are you addicted to compliments?
I think compliments are, words
such
of
a streamer.
affirmation. Words of
such a
affirmation
typical
are.
streamer.
You don't have to be a streamer. Every human.
That has nothing to do with her
every
being a
human
streamer.
craves that.
And everything to do with her being a woman.
I don't.
You're very
fucking like
different.
it.
Like, there's no one watching this on your stream or mine that would think that you aren't different from the average person. And I don't even think you would disagree with that. But the average human being.
The
enjoys
average person
compliments.
thinks they like compliments, but they don't.
No.
Oh
no,
my God!
no.
What?
They don't. You literally, this conversation started with you saying when someone tells you that you're beautiful, you have an unpleasant experience of being like, are you lying?
That's because
to
she doesn't
me?
know if the compliment is genuine.
It can be hard to perceive, but that doesn't mean you don't.
So
like
I know we're all
compliments.
supposed to say, oh, I love being such a pretty girl for everybody. It's so nice having everybody tell me how cute and pretty I look with my new fucking camera and my nice lighting. You know what? It's actually not that pleasant. I don't like it when people. I've told my chat that I will not respond to any comments about my body because I don't like them talking about me. I don't like it when I come on, they're like, oh, you look so hot today. You're so handsome. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like being complimented.
Dude, this has to be an act. I'm sorry.
It's not an act. I don't think you think that.
No, I can't tell. This is like what half the problem is. You're like,
Jesus
Lauren, why
Christ.
don't you trust me? And I'm like, I literally like, it's so absurd. It is. It's
Okay,
so absurd. Like, I've never had an interaction like this in my life. It's just so,
Yes,
it's so
I'm
counter
so
to what
honest
the
that it's.
average
Hold on.
When you're talking about someone's appearance, you're gratifying yourself with their body. I'm not even saying that's always bad. I'm just saying it's fucking happening.
There are different. I just disagree with that.
So like when I tell my cat, when I tell my cat that they're cute, I'm saying it because I enjoy saying it. They don't even know what I'm saying, and I actually I don't compliment my cats either for the same reason. But I don't think that it would. I don't think they would care if I said it because they don't know what I'm saying.
There's no way this is real. There's no way. I maybe it is in like the very, very off chance, but I find this very hard to believe it's true. Like you actually believe this. If you want me to be honest.
I do.
Okay. I disagree fundamentally. I think that compliments are a beautiful, wonderful thing. I think that they can be.
Well, if you think I'm lying, then why do you
okay.
need to rebut if you think I'm lying?
For the audience.
I'm just, it's a conversation. So there's
Well, I
like,
don't-
you were talking about this dynamic. Even, you know what, we're having a conversation, even if you are putting on an act, I guess I'll just.
You'll have a conversation. You'll have a conversation with the cartoon character that I'm playing that isn't real, because deep down inside, everybody likes complimenting little girls and has no reservations about it. You know how many you know how many millions of people you could find in the United States who are far left-leaning who would say the exact same thing that I'm saying, that complimenting little girls is objectifying them? Why am I lying when I say it?